y'all, welcome back to my channel, Heather's Country Crochet and More. I'm Heather, and I have a good bit to talk about. It doesn't seem like a lot, but it feels like a lot. It feels like some good accomplishments. So let's get something to drink, a snack, a project, and dive in. But first, I want to say that I can be found on Ravelry, Instagram, and Etsy. All of the links are down below. If you are new and you have not subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. That helps me out a lot. And if you don't mind hitting the like button, that helps a great deal also. I have, let's see, let me get my notes. I have 2 FOs to show y'all today. I have 4 whips that I want to talk about, a couple of acquisitions, and some January stats. So, I have decided that I want to keep up with how many FOs that I do per month. So for January, I had a total of 6 FOs. And looking at them on the calendar, because I want to show y'all, this is not, I guess it's kind of like an acquisition, but I don't know. Anyway, I got this like planner. It's a 2024 planner that I am using to try and plan out my weeks with. Yeah, so but at the beginning of every month, it has a calendar that is drawn out like this. And so I have been putting on there like when I finish a project. And this is tracked in my Ravelry, because I do put my projects over there, but being able to look at them and see them like hard copy in front of me, you know, like for the month, like blocked out, it helps me to see how much I'm getting done. So it helps a little bit to be a little bit of a motivational thing, I think. So I basically get more done through the first part of the week, obviously, not the second part. And I was averaging 1 finished object a week in January. There was 1 week where I finished 2 projects on the same day. Of course, that was a Sunday. So I had a lot of time to knit that day. Another thing that I am doing is I had said I'm trying to plan out my projects like by the day of the week or whatever. So this week you can see I have not had much time to do any making. So I'm hoping that that's going to change for the weekend. And then I'll show you last week's. I had all of this planned out, and over here in this notes section, I have written down like what I want to get done through that week, like as a total or whatever. You can see only 1 thing got checked off. 1 goal for last week got checked off. I was that busy. So, yeah. But anyways, let's jump in. I just wanted to share that little bit with y'all. let's see. We'll go ahead and start with FOs. So my first FO is something that I actually didn't know if I had the experience to do yet or not. And it turns out that I guess I do, because it turned out really, really cute to say. But I have been seeing people, other creators, make these emotional support chickens. And I think I've mentioned on here before that we raise chickens. So it just made sense that I needed an emotional support chicken. So I made an emotional support chicken. And this is Sally Mae. I think I did pretty good, considering. You can see my seams for the most part, because when you're seaming this together, it calls for you to seam it with the mattress stitch, and I am not good at the mattress stitch, not even a little bit, so I whip stitched it. And I did do the mattress stitch on the tail, and it looks okay, but I don't know, it was hard. It was really hard to do that mattress stitch. But yeah, so I whip stitched everything else all around here and up through here, and I even did the beak under here, so you can see a little bit of white there. But I'm happy with it. It was my first try, and I think it turned out really good. And I've even shown it to a family member, and they were like, okay, I gotta have one. So sometime or another I will be making her one. I just don't know when, because I have a lot to do. And I'm gonna be talking about that in a little bit. But there is Sally Mae. She's so cute, and she's so fluffy. I just love her. Yeah. Oh, and that pattern is on Ravelry. It's the Emotional Support Chicken by Annette Corsino, I think is how you pronounce that. So my second FO is my Mill Hollow scarf. So I have successfully completed my test knit, and I did complete it on time by the grace of God and a miracle, but it happened. So here is my Mill Hollow scarf. I don't really know how to wear a scarf, but yeah, here it is. And it's so pretty. I just love it. I love it so much. Gosh, that pattern is just so pretty. I don't think I have this right. It'll be okay. But again, this is a pattern by Emily Clausen, aka Salt City Knits on YouTube. And she designed this pattern and put out the call for the test knit. She actually put the call out for the test knit before Christmas, and I had applied for it. And I actually thought that I didn't get chosen for it. And then it turns out that she just decided to start the test knit a little later than she had originally planned. And so when I got the email to start the test knit, I was like, oh, okay. So, but yeah. So here is my Mill Hollow scarf. And it is knit with my own hand-dyed yarn that I knit up. It is fingering weight. And this pattern is available as of February 1st. It is available to purchase on Ravelry. Just look at that. Oh gosh, it is so pretty. I just love, love, love a lace pattern. I just do. So that takes care of all of my FOs for now. So that brings us to my whips. And I will not tell you, y'all. Yes, I am going to tell y'all. I have a finished sleeve on my Whitmore sweater. That is a huge accomplishment. This is the accomplishment that I was talking about. Y'all may have thought that I meant the emotional support chicken. No. This is my huge accomplishment. Y'all, I was looking at my Ravelry project page on this while I was knitting this sleeve. I literally started this pattern. Valentine's Day will be exactly 1 year ago. Okay? 1 year. 1 year. And the sad thing is this should have been done a long time ago. I had this body finished so long ago. It didn't take me hardly no time to knit the body part of it from like cast on all the way down. But I was just so, I just did not want to knit these sleeves. And even now I have been in a slump to knit these sleeves. It took me 4 days to knit this one sleeve. No, let me see. It may have took longer than that. Yeah, because I had already worked on it some. This was where I was the last time I podcasted. That was over a week ago. So, actually, that was like, what, 2 weeks ago? So, yeah, I was right there. I had knit that much in one sitting. And then it took me 4 days just to knit the rest. I just don't like knitting sleeves. I just get so discouraged. But now that it is finished, the second sleeve hopefully, the way that I have it planned out is to knit it in 2 days. We'll see. But now that I have the schematic, I guess you could say, on the sleeve, maybe the second sleeve won't take me as long, because I know exactly how many rows to do for the sleeve. I know exactly how many rows to do for the the cuff. And in this pattern for this sweater, it actually gives you 2 different options for a sleeve. But the picture on the front of the pattern or whatever has this bigger sleeve. It's like a, what's it called? A bishop sleeve. That's what it's called. So I I could not, this is another reason why it took me so long to actually do the sleeves, because I couldn't decide. It gives you the option to do this bishop sleeve or just like a decrease sleeve, and I couldn't decide which sleeve I wanted. So finally I decided to just do the bishop sleeve, because the way that this body of this sweater is fitting me, I did not want the sleeves to be really tight on my arms, because I mean, I'm a bigger girl, and so I have big arms, and I'm just gonna try this on and let y'all see. I'm gonna do it over this shirt, so it's probably gonna look a little bulky, but I just want y'all to be able to see how it's looking so far. So here we go. There's the sleeve that's still on hold over here, and let me just back up. So here we are so far, and y'all, it is just so gorgeous. And see the sleeve, I have plenty of room, and it's got like this little ruffle fluff something at the bottom down here. I am just ecstatic about this, that I have finally finished one sleeve. This is 100% acrylic yarn. However, I can tell like there's kind of like a, I don't know, like a bump or a line or whatever where I pick the sleeve stitches up. So I do believe I'm gonna have to block it. It is this really, really gorgeous lace pattern. Oh gosh, I love these lace patterns. I just can't help it. And I think that even though it's acrylic, I believe blocking it will, you know, relax this lace pattern and kind of give it a little more or even more definition. So, yeah, I will be so happy to get this second sleeve done so that I can wear this, because it's not a heavy sweater. It is a DK weight yarn, but it's not a heavy sweater. So I believe that maybe not like all day long here right now, but if I could hurry up and finish this second sleeve, I might could get to wear it at least once or twice maybe before it turns too hot to wear it. So yeah, I'm just so excited that I got a sleeve done. And I did a tubular bind off for the sleeves so that they would be stretchy enough. And I also did a tubular bind off on the bottom hem, which all these notes are on my project page. Okay. So that is my progress on my Whitmore sweater. Ow. It got hung up. And there she be. So pretty. So now, just for a reminder, because I know that I've already said it on here before, but this is a pattern by Amy Loden, and it is available for purchase on Ravelry. And she also has a Whitmore cardigan pattern now as well, and I plan to knit those sometime in that pattern sometime in the future. My plans are to actually knit myself, my mom, and my sister all matching cardigans. However, The yarn colors will be different. But I'm going to use that pattern, the Whitmore cardigan pattern, to knit those matching cardigans. It's going to be later. It's so definitely going to be later. And I want to have them finished by Christmas so that they can be Christmas presents for my mom and my sister. So I'm not going to be able to get lazy about the sleeves. I'm going to have to really stick to it. Yeah, we'll see. I'm going to have to really take a belt to myself or something so that I can, not get lazy about them sleeves. I still have to pick up the second sleeve on that one to even begin to start knitting it. And that is the aggravation, because I used just a piece of yarn to put the stitches on hold when I done it. I didn't have any of this try-on tubing, and I really wish that I had of, because it would be so much easier to pick those stitches up if I'd have had it on this try-on tubing, because then I could just stick my needle in there and run it through. But no, now I have to pick up every little stitch one by one so that I don't drop any or miss any. And every stitch I pick up, I can pull a piece of yarn out, pick up a stitch and pull a piece of yarn out. And that's really aggravating, and it really gets on my nerves. I hate doing that that way. And I wish that there were some way that I could just put this through there without having to go through all that. But there's not. So yeah, when I picked up that first sleeve, I swear I think it took me like an hour just to pick up the stitches. Maybe longer. So aggravating. But once I got them picked up, I was ready to go. So yeah. Okay. Next whip. My January socks for my dad. Have not made a whole lot of progress, but a little. More than what I had. So I have a cuff and 9 rows in stockinette. And I'm ready to start the heel flap. So yeah, I don't know why I have not done this yet. Yes, I do. I've been too busy. And I've been focusing on my Whitmore sweater. But by my plans, I plan to have this sock finished by Sunday. And while I'm recording, today is Thursday, February 8th. And I plan to have it finished by Sunday. And once I get the heel flap and the gusset done, his socks really don't take that long to knit because they're shorty socks. Shorty socks go so fast. So yeah, I have confidence that I'll be able to get that finished by Sunday, as long as I don't get distracted. So I just use the Crazy Sock Lady K Litton, her vanilla sock pattern on 9-inch circulars for my dad's socks. However, I do think sometime I'm gonna try some sort of a pattern sock for him, just to see how well it will fit him. I don't know, we'll see. But I just do a vanilla pattern. I normally do a 1x1 rib, but I did a 2x2 rib on this one. 2.25 millimeter needle, and the Vitalana Delight Sock by Knit Crate yarn in the color Japanese Maple. And that is my dad's January socks. Now, I have a new cast on. Okay, but in my defense, I went on a trip this past Saturday with my parents, and I did not want to take my sweater to knit because it was just too big and I was in the back seat of a car. Okay, I couldn't take my sock whip because it was for my dad and it's supposed to be one of his Christmas presents, and he was in the front seat. So naturally I had to have something to do, even though I didn't get very much done on it. That's so sad. So I started it, but I get car sick when I'm riding. So I wasn't able to do a lot. I had like a really bad headache on the way to the place we were going to. And so it was not helping with my car sickness. So I didn't get a whole lot done. And then when we were coming back, it was dark and I don't have a neck light. So, and plus I slept on the way home. I was tired. It was in the middle of the night and I was so tired. But this is a new sock for myself. And I'm using Cascade Yarns Heritage Prints in colorway 106, and it's these beautiful browns and beiges. It's so pretty. And when I pulled the yarn out, I got some yarn barf, so yeah, I just had to wrap it all up. I'm in the cuff of this sock, but I'm actually going to do this as a ribbed sock, a 2x2 ribbed sock. So the whole leg, cuff, everything will be ribbed, and then the front part of the top of the foot part will be ribbing, and the bottom part will be stockinette. So once I get once I get farther along on this, you'll be able to see better what I mean. Also, 2.25 millimeter needle. And that is that. So, this next thing that I'm going to talk about is, it is a whip, but it is not a whip that I have actively been working on. However, I have decided my new plan is to work on each week one knit project, one crochet project, and one sock. So, I have decided, I'm thinking that maybe I do have more knit projects than I do crochet projects right now. I do know that. But I'm thinking that maybe if I work on them this way, I will be able to get more of my whips completed in more of a timely fashion, manner. I don't know. Maybe I'll just get them done, period. I don't know. So for the rest of this week and next week too, most likely, I have decided to bring back out my Battenberg blanket that I am using my Row 1 minis to, sorry for the crinkling, but that I'm using to make the blanket with. So, this was my second pack of Row 1 minis. So I had the rest of these and 3 more packs that I have to excuse me, that I have to complete before I can start with the solid color up there to start joining all of them together. So I've still got a good bit to go on this blanket. So I'm thinking that maybe if I, you know, work it in a little bit each day. Say, even if I just do like one color, I get 3 squares out of. Even if I only do one color per day and work the 3 squares out of that one color, at least I'll be making some progress on it. Really got to weave in these ends as I go. I hate weaving in ends. Oh my gosh, that is like my kryptonite. I just hate it. And I don't even know why. It's really not even that big a deal. Because, I mean, I have, what, 2 ends per square? I mean, come on. It's not even that much. I just need to do it. I just need to do it and get it done. So with the leftovers from each color, I'm making a magic knot ball. So I'm going to be a copycat here. And I have a granny strap blanket that I have already going that is a whip, a long-term whip. That is done out of all of my medium 4-weight acrylic scraps. Okay, but I want a fingering weight granny strap blanket. And Kay of the Crazy Sock Lady, she already had a granny strap blanket going, and I think she's had it going for a while. But she has taken all of her magic knot balls and she's adding them into that granny strap blanket. So here's my plans. Eventually, this is not going to be something I do right away because that ain't hardly nothing. But I have other projects that I'm also making a magic knot ball out of the yarn that's left over. So what I plan to do is when I finish this, all of the leftovers will go into this magic knot ball, and then I'm going to start the granny strap blanket. But this will be an ongoing whip because these magic knot balls are only like a couple of grams per color maybe. It's not a lot of yarn. So, and I want to keep it that way. Like, I don't want to have a bunch of, 1 or 2 gram colors and then have a 10 gram color. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I want it to be like real, just a little bit of scraps each time. I just want it to be that way. So it's going to take me a while to make that. Yeah. But, like I said, I have other magic knot balls too. And all of the magic knot balls are going to be added into this one blanket. As long as they're, I would say if it's not over 5 grams, I will add the yarn into my magic knot ball. 5 grams or less. I'll add it into my magic knot ball and I'll use it for that granny strap blanket. I think that's a good plan. I should probably write that down because I'm going to forget it. I bet you I'll forget it. Y'all can remind me. Okay, So for my Battenberg blanket, I am using a, I'm going blind, 3.5 millimeter crochet hook. And I have a good little stack of squares here so far. And when I finish one color, I'm just hooking them together with a lock-in stitch marker so that I can, once I finish all of the colors, I can go and like lay them all out so that all of the colors can be mixed throughout the blanket. So yeah, I'm going to start working on my Battenberg crochet blanket. Again, I'm kind of excited because it's been a little while since I've crocheted. Well, not that long because I crocheted during the month of December, but it's still been a little while. So, yeah. So that wraps up all of my whips that I wanted to talk about. So my acquisitions are not random yarn that I purchased. They are not. They are my subscriptions. So I'm still doing good. I still have not just bought yarn. And so yeah, the first one I'm going to show is my mini skein club from Carrie at the Spin in Hand that I subscribe to. And I know there's a glare probably, but it's 5 minis per month. And they're all like different yarn dyers. And this month she changed up the way that she is or was handling like the monthly subscription payments and stuff. So I think she must have also changed up like the way you see the colors and the yarn dyer, because this month in with it, and I guess I threw the card away, but it had a card in there with directions on where to go on her website to find out the information about the yarn for this month. So yeah, so these will actually go into my corner to corner join as you go blanket that I was working on during the month of December that did not get very much done on it. But these will go in that blanket. My second acquisition is my Freckled Whimsy Christmassy Yarn Club. And this is the February colorway that I got. She has different yarn clubs, or like, because this is a Christmassy Yarn Club number 3. So I guess I got the 3rd colorway of February. So my color is called Christmas Playlist. And this is what it looks like. Oh, it's so pretty. And I do get this on the Glee base, which is 90-10. Let's see, it's 90% superwash Targhee and 10% nylon. It's 400 yards, 100 grams, 3-ply fingering. And this is the mini. I get the mini with it. And that's the mini that came with it this month. Oh, that is so pretty. Gosh. I wanted to save these and like cast them on during December, but I like that. And I need No, I'm not casting on no more socks right now. You got to learn to tell yourself no, Heather. No, no, no. Okay. So, those are my acquisitions. That's the only two that I have gotten for the month of February. Now for March, my Yarnable subscription will come back. You know what? I told a story. I'm sorry. I did purchase some yarn. It hasn't came in yet. I forgot. I just thought about it when I said my Yarnable, because Hypnotic Yarn, which is who does the Yarnable subscription every month, I got an email two or 3 days ago, and she was having her February, like, I don't know what it's called, kind of clean out sale or whatever. And I had skipped my January and my February subscriptions for my Yarnables. And she had some January leftover bundles, kits, whatever, in that sale. So I got one, and I'm waiting for it to come in. It has been shipped, so I will show it on the next episode, which, if you've seen other people's podcasts who get the Yarnable, then you've probably already seen it, but I'll show it anyway. But so yeah, sorry, didn't mean to tell a story. But anyway, so we don't have any questions to answer this week. So that only leaves reading and watching. So I have finally made it to season 6 of The Good Doctor. And I think I'm about 6 or 7 episodes into season 6. However, I believe they're only coming out with one more season after this. And honestly, I can see how it would be like coming to an end. Because there's not really a whole lot going on. I mean, there is, but I don't know. I guess it's not as exciting in season 6 to me as it was the rest of the seasons. I don't know. But I'm going to finish watching it anyways, because I want to see how it ends. But season 7's not available to watch yet, so I got to wait on it. But yeah. So other than that, the only thing I've been watching are podcasts on here. So I am still reading A Court of Thorns and Roses. However, I have switched it to audiobook on my Audible subscription or app, whatever, because I have not mastered the ability to be able to read and knit or anything else at the same time. So I switched it over to the audiobook, and I'm okay with that, because I've actually feel like I'm getting somewhere with the book now. I mean, I'm a little over halfway done with the book now. So whereas when I was just reading the book itself, I wasn't getting anywhere. Because I didn't have time to read it. But now that I'm listening to it, I can listen to it while I'm in the tub. I can listen to it while I'm working. I can listen to it while I'm crafting. I mean, I never really realized how convenient an audiobook could be. But yeah, I'm liking this. So I may just have to continue doing the audiobook thing since I can't make any progress reading it myself. Yeah. So, but I am enjoying the book so far. Anxious to finish it so that I can move on to the next one, because I want to see like where it is going. There have been so much, like, there's so many people that are reading these books, and this is like a genre that I am usually really interested in. Not saying that the book's not interesting, because it is. However, it's not really, it doesn't seem to be holding my attention the way that some other books do. So I really want to get through the first book to see like where it takes it. What am I trying to say? Well, I want to see what happens, of course. But I also want to like see where the story is going, because I don't know, it just doesn't really seem to be going anywhere to me. Like right now where I'm at in the book, it doesn't seem to I don't really know what I'm trying to explain here. It doesn't have that pull for me, that makes me want to just really, just, if I was like holding the book and reading it, it doesn't make me want to just keep turning the page. Like, I mean, I can just hit pause on it and I'm good. And normally I prefer books that I don't want to, that are so good and so interesting and have that pull that just pulls me into it, that I feel like I'm inside the book myself. So, like I'm inside of the world of that book, that fantasy. So I don't know. I hope that it gets better. I really do. And I hope it starts pulling me because I want to read these books. I just do, because when you read like the excerpts on the back or the flap or whatever, I mean, they seem more interesting than the book itself. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just struggling. So hopefully it will get better so that I can get through the first book and move on to the second. And I don't know, if y'all have read these books, tell me they get better, please. Tell me they're gonna pull me in more and capture me. I guess is the word I'm looking for. Okay, y'all. So I have rambled on enough. I have completed everything that I wanted to talk about today. I hope everybody has a really great rest of the week. Or if you're, depending on when you're watching this, I hope you have a wonderful next week. I don't have that much going on. We are still working this job. I'm still helping my dad on this job. I do have some news that I almost forgot to say. So I got my union call for my start date for this next outage that's coming up out at the nuclear plant. So my start date for out there is going to be March the 4th. However, the outage won't be starting for still a good bit. So I plan to still, continue with my podcast. However, once the outage starts and I start all those crazy hours, I probably will have to take a break for a little while and then come back after the outage is over. Hopefully, everybody will not leave me. But, on that note, just wanted to let y'all know, like I said, I am still helping my dad, on the job. It's the job that never ends. However, we are closing in on the finish line, I do believe. I think I don't know, maybe another week. And that's stretching it. I'm hoping like 3 days and we'll be finished, because I really wanted to have some downtime, some down me time, me craft time, relax time to have before I have to go start out there. So we'll see. I'll get a couple of weeks anyways. So yeah. But on that note, I'm going to let y'all go. I will see y'all again next time. Everybody have a wonderful week and happy crafting. And I'll see y'all later. Bye.